what's happening, people? It's Kanza here. My hair's a mess, I know. But today I'm going to be talking about the recent characters that have come out on GranBlue Fantasy Versus, which is Soriz and Djeeta. So in general, there's been a lot of good feedback from the community in the terms of just like people really enjoy playing the characters. They like the patch changes, the buffs on a lot of characters across the board. There's more changes that are coming at the end of this month with the release of Zoe, which I'm personally really hyped for, and I really hope she's good because I want like a strong secondary character, or just like a character that will replace my main at the moment because I'm playing Percival. But I do enjoy the game as it is right now. But one thing I just want to talk about briefly is this recent patch. So the PS4 players, I believe they got the characters on, they got Djeeta and Soriz, they're from the latest season patch, season 1. They got it on, I believe it was like a whole week ago. And I think, yeah, they got it a week before the PC players, right? Now, Arc Systems, I think it's Exceed, they did say on Twitter that it would be coming out for PC players due to some delays on the 13th, right? Now, obviously, delays and things, sometimes they can be out of hand, and they can be things that we can't necessarily manage or control, which is fine, which is fair enough. But it was kind of bad the way that it was handled, in my personal opinion. I'm from the UK, right? So they said the 13th, worldwide, I believe, for PC, right? It came to the 13th on the day, like I stayed up on the 12th. Late at night, I was just like, okay, it's gonna come out maybe 12 p.m. or whatever, or 12 a.m. sorry. So I was really like pumped to play Soriz, Djeeta, and see what they've done. It didn't come out, so I was just like, okay, you know what, forget it. So I went to sleep, woke up around 10 o'clock, checked, logged back on the game, wasn't out. So I was just like, okay, it's a bit weird. Maybe it might be like 12 p.m. like lunchtime, right? Carried on doing my work because I'm working from home with this current like isolation period, and yeah, it hit 3-4 o'clock, not one word. People was complaining on Twitter saying, when are they out? There was no information. It was just they're coming out, that was it, today. And then it got really bad to the point where it hit like 9 p.m. and I was just frustrated. I was just like, what's going on? Did they forget to release them? And then they actually came out on the 14th. Didn't come out at all on the 13th for us lot in the UK, strictly PC players. It came up on the PS4, as I said, like a week ago, or prior to us getting it. But for the PC players, it was really, I think it was kind of poorly handled with the whole situation. Obviously, there's different time zones and everything, but the 13th is still the 13th. They could kind of schedule a time that syncs up with everyone well across the board, and it just felt a bit poor for us lot playing the game on the PC. So other than the delayed release, it was actually the patch has been really good. I've enjoyed the game. It's a bit more cleaner. They said that they're going to make things a bit more consistent across the board with characters like Percival. They've buffed Zeta. There's a lot of things that they've done, which is really good, and I'm happy about it. They haven't actually buffed or made changes to the neutral game too much in terms of just like implementing defensive options like dash block or just blocking in general. Like, you can block obviously, but in other 2D fighters, there's a lot of other defensive options that you have, like dash block, you can run in, block, you can dodge and not get hit, because in this game, for example, obviously you can do perfect dodges and all that stuff and evade, that's fine. But if you evade at the wrong time and someone stands there mashing L, you still get hit on your recovery, which is a bit weird, but it's just the way the game is. So they haven't made changes to that, but they've made a few updates, which I did talk about in my previous video, if you haven't watched it. But yeah, so far, this season pass, this latest patch is looking really good. I'm happy with what they've released. It's really cool. Even played Percival, he felt a lot more cleaner. Obviously, I still like a few more buffs to the character, not because I just made him, but because there's gaps in the character when you start comparing him to other characters. Obviously, he's got a high damage output, which is good, but they could make changes to like his fireball, for example. Prime example is like if he has a stock, and obviously he does a medium fireball, it travels further. But the issue is like it still gets cancelled out by a regular fireball, so people just zone you out the whole match. When you get a stock, it doesn't really feel like your fireball game improves that much. It's just you got a longer fireball, which still gets beat by like Lancelot's EX, which that fireball in my mind is just broken, and a couple other things. So, but it's improvements. This is just like the very first stage. Like it's still kind of in vanilla, but it's really good, right? Now, what I want to talk about is sorry about a little rant, but what I want to talk about is Soriz and Djeeta, right? Djeeta, 10 out of 10, great character, phenomenal. Like a lot of people have gravitated towards her. Even me myself, just from watching the trailer, saw her deadly rave when I actually did it in game. 10 out of 10, great character, so much fun to play. I'm still sticking with Percival for now, but she is she's not really my character. I thought she would be, but she's not. It's still kind of very similar to Gran, but she does play it very differently, and I do appreciate that. It's not like a complete copy and paste like Ken and Ryu, right? She is quite different from Gran, and she's really cool. Two things that I noticed. Well, one thing is that her deadly rave, if you do the manual input, which is the quarter circle forward, heavy punch, or heavy button, she actually her hair changes color, right? But I don't think there's any like damage changes, rather than just doing the easy mode option of just doing the pressing it with R1, activating the super, rather than doing it manually and then doing all the combinations. It's just her hair changes blue. I don't know if that's something that they didn't mean to add in. I personally would have thought if you do it manually, learn the timing, you'd get more reward from it rather than just like a visual aspect of her changing color. But we'll see what they do later on. But other than that, character's really good. I could easily say right now she's in top 4, top 5, easily top 4, top 5. Like her damage output, her general zoning, she's got really good buttons as well. She's a great character. Now Soriz, I feel like, and I know some people, it's early days, so obviously there's still a lot to find out with the character, but I honestly feel this character may potentially be one of the lowest tiers in the game, simply because like I personally think Vasaraga, sorry, I think he's better than Soriz. Soriz, there's stuff that I think they should implement, because if you compare him to some of the rest of the cast, right, they could easily give him certain things that they have. And I'm not saying just like make everything neutral across the board, like everyone has some sort of button like this, but for example, his EX punch, where he like dashes and he punches you, right? When it hits you, it's not a knockdown. It's not a hard knockdown at all. It doesn't wall bounce. And I've only seen people do it in combos. And if you do it in a combo when you've launched someone in the air, or they try and jump in, you do 2H, then you hit them, then it's a knockdown, right? But in general, like if you just do that into a clean hit, or sorry, if you do like a medium punch, medium kick or whatever into a clean hit, then do the EX punch, it doesn't wall bounce. They just get hit and they continue standing. Whereas you have characters like Gran that can EX boot you, or what do you call it, Tims, from mid screen almost roughly, and he gets a wall bounce from a ridiculous range, and you can just end up losing the match, right? So that I didn't think that was too good of Soriz. And also his walk speed, just forward and backwards, it's kind of slowish. It's sluggish, but it's not too bad. But when you play the character, you'll know exactly what I mean. When you just like, if you come off of playing characters like Percival, Gran, Lancelot, even La Diva, right? I feel like they feel slightly faster than Soriz. They might make a few tweaks, as I said, because they've just been released. But Soriz, I do think that there's a couple things that they could do to make him a lot better. You've got characters like Charlotta that does the EX slashes, like her flurries, right? Then after that, she lands medium, I believe. It's medium, 5M, right? And then she does the like hedgehog or blanco ball, and she gets a combo like that, right? Soriz does EX punches, and then that's it. So there's a lot of things that I feel like they could change. When he's in Fundoshi mode, even with that, I don't know if it's a thing, but they could buff that so that if they're not going to give him the wall bounces, then at least when he's in Fundoshi mode, don't make him broken, but make him like a more better version. Like all I've seen is like he has access to an unblockable Skybund art, he has an extension, but that's about it. You know, obviously it lasts the whole match until you kill him, but still there's a lot of buffs that I think that Soriz could get, and I generally think like he's not terrible, but he's not what people would have thought he could have been from just watching the trailers. When you watch the trailers, his character is amazing. He looks so cool, but when you play him, like it's just it's just that. But that's just my personal opinions. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game as it is right now. Can't wait for Zoe to come out. But yeah, if you guys have any comments or anything that you'd like to talk about, don't forget to post in the comments down below. And yeah, peace.